So, hello everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, according to where you are in the world. It's a pleasure to welcome you on this webinar, and we are going to speak about the masterful coaching and how to bring more care in the relationship. And so we have together with us several people. We are recording for on YouTube, and we hope that you will be as many as possible to watch the recording. So let me just share my screen. So we are together to speak about masterful coaching. There we go. And let me introduce the team. Okay, so in fact, MCC in the world is a de facto association of a series of MCCs in the world. So we have here on the call, let me start with you, Rekha here. Rekha Hatkanagalekar, you are from, but perhaps you have to unmute yourself,
Hello.
introduce yourself.
Yeah. So hi everyone, and my name is Rekha, and I'm from Bangalore, India. And I have been in MCC now for the last 3 years almost, and I've been in coaching for the last 7 years. And practically anything that I do in life today is related to coaching. So that is kind of my passion. I've done a lot of other things in life, but now currently I'm on this journey of synergizing everything that I have gained in my life so far through coaching. So I'm a coach, I'm a one-on-one coach, I'm a team coach, I do coach training, I am a mentor coach, and I'm a coach supervisor. So I'm maybe coaching unlimited in a way.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, and welcome everybody, for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rekha. Andre Ribeiro here.
Hi, my name is Andre. I'm in Portugal at the moment. I'm Portuguese and I live in between here in the UK. And I've been coaching for more than 20 years now. I do executive coaching, so working with several companies across the world. And also I love to mentor coaches and continue to supervise and develop. So I also continue to learn and do trainings. Like many coaches, I appreciate the ongoing learning, and this is a journey that we are all in. It's great to be a part of this program and connect with all of you. I'm very pleased to be here.
Thank you so much, Andre. So on board we have Aref AlMubarak, who is from Saudi Arabia, and he's really specialized both with the private, but also mainly with the public sector as well. And he has the presence of the wise person. It's beautiful to hear him coaching, because you see you feel the depth with this person. It's a wonderful person. On board we have Craig Stanton. Craig lives near Baltimore in the United States, and he's the vice president of the leadership program of Georgetown University. He works also with the US government in pedagogy, in fact. And it's I'm always amazed when I hear Craig to speak about vulnerability and heart. The way you give your heart into your coaching is a beautiful coach. Then we have Fran Fisher with us, who is one of the pioneers of coaching, creating the ICF in 95, and being amongst the ones to define the competencies. And she was also there defining the MCC markers also, because you know that they have been changed recently. And Fran is with us to explain those new MCC markers in the world. And so let me introduce myself now. I'm Sylviane Cannio. I'm based in between Brussels and Waterloo in Belgium. I'm a master certified coach since 2009. I'm also a master practitioner EMCC, and I'm an accredited supervisor. So I'm a globetrotter. train mentors in China, supervisors in Russia and in other republics. I'm in Kiev also for the moment for MCC journeys, and I like to create programs. I'm in Morocco as well. So so it's worldwide today, and thanks to Zoom, we can be worldwide and go across borders. It's beautiful. So I'm an executive coach. I'm an ontological coach also. I'm a supervisor and mentor. That's about us. So let's go into the theme. And today the theme is how to bring more care in the relationship. So we have 3 questions. And I think I'm going to ask the first question to you, Andre, is how to bring more care in those uncertain times, knowing that we created a new acronym. Everybody knows VUCA. Volatile, uncertainty, not under uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. For the V is vision and vulnerability, is our coach VUCA. Understanding, caring, and agility, right? It is our definition. I heard that new VUCA definition with Kirsten Paulson, who is a well-known mentor, and I put vulnerability and I put caring I changed the V and the C because I think it's more coach-like. You see? So over to you, Andre. What is your way of looking at how do you bring more care in those uncertain times? And I stopped sharing my screen so that we see you better.
So we're still off of a pandemic, which is still taking place in many places in the world. And I've been working with many executives, and this is a topic that's still quite present. Also the mental health, this has been coming up in the last couple of weeks and months. The caring for the people in the companies. So a lot of people are still now questioning their careers, their development, where they're going to work and be present. And the way that we tap the care is through acceptance. So accept people as they are, accept what's going on for us, and also take action, because we can accept and also we need to commit to move and act towards what we want. So we can identify the skills, the behaviors, and move towards them by paying care. And this is what we do as coaches. So yesterday I was talking with a client and he asked me, what's the trends and how do we develop our leadership? And actually the number one trend in growth of leadership development is coaching at the moment. So coaching is booming. We have digital coaching, all these companies across the world. And in terms of agility, we have the agility of ourselves. We need to be agile to deal with constant adaptation to what's going on. And also agility in processes and the way that we organize work so that we can have better relationships and fulfill our missions and our purposes.
Thank you. And in fact, the care, the care, did you notice that people need more assurance and reconforting, in fact? And especially you spoke about the pandemics, but you can speak about the war and the geopolitics in the world for the moment, which is a really critical time for everyone. And I don't know about you, but me, when I coach executives, they really have a question mark on their B side, their values, how to be, as we coach, we know the alignment process through the logical levels for the ones who knows that. Okay, so am I in line with my values? Am I in line with my purpose? Am I in line with who I want to be in this life? And you were right to speak about the pandemics because it really shaked. And you remember, we just had a small conversation with 2 participants here just before. COVID has changed the paradigm. We want more quality in our lives. And so you see people who have got a career for a long time, but did you notice the millennials? I don't know if you coach millennials, it happens to me quite often, and you don't speak about anything but meaning today. They don't want to be a small part of the chain. They want to have the big picture. They want to know where they insert themselves. They want to protect the planet because they think of the next generations to come. So there is the caring part is on who they are and who they want to represent in terms of, let me pronounce a big name, in terms of soul. Okay, they want to go beyond, and that is what is so interesting. And if you are a young coach, you know, you are too busy with the process. I want to get my objective. I want to get my indicators. I want to bring my client to action. If when you are a PCC, you are already more in the relationship. When you are in the MCC, you are just heart to heart, person to person, and I dare saying soul to soul. And that is the level we want all of us coach to reach, because it creates such another dimension, so much deeper. You know, we have this webinar today because we want to introduce a program to you. We are going to speak about the program in a few minutes, but in fact it's to go deeper, and the care dimension, you cannot be caring with that depth. Okay, Rekha, did you want to add something to this first point? Otherwise, we move to the second.
No, I think it's a good segue to the second one, actually.
Good. So the second question for today is how to bring love and care in a masterful coaching session. Over to you.
Yeah.
And you
So
are
I
a
was
specialist, I think.
So I was looking at what Andre said and then what you were talking about and what are these uncertain times and so on, right? And I think uncertainty has always been there in the world. I mean, never have times been certain. But what is the level of uncertainty that exists today? And how fast are things changing today? I think that is very unprecedented. And it has taken everyone, put everyone on the back foot, so to say, you know. So what I feel is that where we can show up very masterfully in coaching conversations specifically with respect to demonstrating care is when we hold the client in a safe space. So the image that came to my mind was two hands gently holding, you know, something new to emerge kind of thing, like a new creation. And I realized that, you know, people are not being heard. People are not feeling safe to talk. There is so much going on. There are so many stories. I just was listening to a TED talk very recently by gymnastics coach, head coach of a girls gymnastic team. And what she was sharing was kind of resonating with what I'm saying now, is that there are so many stories that have been suppressed by people, you know, because either they are too ashamed to talk about them, or there's nobody to listen to them without judgment, without advice, without suggestions. Just hear me. So the whole sense of being heard is, I think, a very important dimension of demonstrating care. If I want to demonstrate to you that I care, I will listen to you deeply. If I want to demonstrate to you that I care, I will be silent. And it's not that uncomfortable kind of silence, you know, where everybody is feeling restless and you're wondering, why is nobody talking and why is nothing happening? It's a very comfortable, at ease silence where I can process my thoughts safely. So if I can provide that kind of silence to you as my client, you know, where you are feeling comfortable, uninterrupted, unjudged, and you're able to process your thoughts, you're able to think, I think that is also a demonstration of care. And I think that kind of care is a demonstration of masterful coaching, is what I feel.
Yeah, and I would add to what you're saying also that that silence is also active. So we are gifting the presence and the listening. I now work with some clients that sometimes they speak for 10, 15 minutes uninterrupted. There's so much to express, and as coaches, we have the ability to listen and be present and pay a lot of attention to what is being said.
And what is not being said also.
Even more. You know, you speak about the inside of a conversation, but outside the conversation is a way also to show that we care. For instance, your client expresses that she or he has to attend a big meeting and is a bit fearing. I mean, I never hesitate to say, how was it? Because he feels that we are, some client tells me, it's like you are in hologram next to me. Okay, I feel your presence next to me and it boosts me. I say, well, I'm just a catalyst, you know, I remain in the shadow, but if it helps, please help yourself. You know, so it's a good way to help them. We just support them, in fact, and we support them between the sessions as well, virtually. I mean, you have the same experience?
Yeah, and yeah, that's reminding me of something, another angle actually, which is like, what happens outside the session, right?
Mhm.
So then there are these actions that they take outside the session, or they don't take those actions. And can we provide them with an environment where they feel safe to acknowledge that they have not taken actions, or they have felt, have had cold feet and have not gathered the courage to take those actions which are so new for them, you know, instead of just beating them up and saying, oh, you didn't hold yourself accountable and you didn't take these actions and all that. So that, I think that is what happens between sessions also. And that, I think, helps our clients to gather courage to move into territories which are unfamiliar to them, which may be uncomfortable for them, and which might require them to bring forth a lot of courage, um, a lot of authenticity, a lot of vulnerability, in order for them to move and make progress. Because we feel that, you know, oh, it's such a simple thing, right? Take those actions and results will happen. But it's not always so easy, not for deep, not for things which are very important and which are very radical and very transformative in nature.
Mm.
What do you think?
Exactly the same. Exactly the same, because as I say, how can you thank yourself for not doing that? Because it makes your patterns pop up. So can we dissect what's going on? Is it repetitive? How can you have gratitude for your beautiful procrastination?
Right.
Because when you procrastinate, it's because you are not aligned. It's not because you don't want to do it. It's because you don't like it. Of course, I don't speak about admin, your tax papers. I don't speak about that, of course. I speak about an action that you decide upon yourself at last moment, you don't dare. I mean, for me, this is fresh meat to analyze. You know, so let's open the chicken, see if I may take an image and see what's inside, or look at the flower, what's inside, you know. So it's beautiful. Is it, by the way, the objective of this session? You know, and you can just get them, is that the objective of the session? And so it really changes the energy, because then we can laugh about it and keep it light, you see. And it's also a way to show that we care, because it's not big deal that you don't do something. It's not the end of the world. Come on, because the relationship in the be mode is more important than the do mode if you are in mastery coaching.
Yeah.
You see?
Also, you know, we are keeping in mind that we are partners in this journey, and it's all said and done a journey of learning. So not doing something is also a great opportunity to learn.
Precisely. So good. Anything for you, Andre, before we move to the third team?
Let's go to the third.
Okay, let's go to the third. So I share my screen. Good. There we go. Okay, what would be the path then? And yes, it's important that we together here, we don't speak about MCC coaching. We speak about masterful coaching. What is the difference? In fact, so what would be the path? I stop sharing my screen. Okay, good. The path, in fact, is just me. I only have one word: love. Is the key. Love to the other. You know, I love my client unconditionally. Whatever he or she does, it's fine, because she's a good person. If you're in transaction analysis, this is the okayness. You know, the OK Corral of Frank Ernst. The person is okay, I'm okay. But to love the other, you have to start loving yourself unconditionally. And that is a quest. It's not easy to reach that stage because I love myself when I'm intelligent, I'm smart, I'm thin, I mean, whatever, I'm rich. No, come on. I love myself because this is the way I am. That's and with all my flaws, that makes me a human being with being entire. In fact, not only the beautiful side. I need, it's nature is always full of interesting things. So for me, love is the key. What about you guys?
Yeah, love and acceptance. So like you were saying, we can accept that we're all human and we are all on a learning journey. And this is a masterful journey. So we want to share this path with you as we do with many coaches and our clients. We're all learning from each other. So we all developing and constantly growing. It's an ongoing life learning journey. And it's wonderful to have other coaches to share this, because sometimes we work a bit by ourselves with the clients, and this gives us some sense of community, the MCCs in the world, with several people from different parts of the world. What do you say, Rekha?
Yeah, very much so, Andre. And so for me, difference between MCC and Masterful Coaching, like all of you have said, is other than just me giving it to you, am I also giving it to myself?
Yes.
So am I also working on myself while I am partnering with you while you're working on yourself? So that, therefore, like Andre, you said, it's a constant work in progress. Our life is a constant work in progress. And am I developing, am I learning at the same time?
With humility. You know what I say, for 20 years now, I could pay every single client I have because I learn every single time. There's always new for me in it. So it's a never-ending process. And, in both federations, the continual personal development is important. You have the CCEUs with ICF, you have the CPDs with the MCC. It's important that we consider that MCC is not the end of the journey. It's the beginning. It's just one step. And that's why we are proposing the program we are proposing today, in fact, to you, is that what's next? And we noticed that for some coaches, it's a bit desertic, so it's they wanted to have something else. This is why altogether we proposed this program. And let me share my screen because I just wanted to introduce now the program we decided to put on air. In fact, you have seen the team. Let me come back on the team again. Aref from Saudi Arabia, Craig, United States, Andre, Portugal, living in Manchester too, Fran living in she's near Denver, you, Rekha, living in Bangalore, me living between Brussels and Waterloo. Altogether, we have shaped a program which we want really to make it as personal, as customized, as bespoke as possible. That is, you have part which is common for everybody. These as we have webinars together, but we also have that mentoring and that supervision. We want to introduce supervision for MCCs because supervision is missing, and supervision is not compulsory for ICF. It's compulsory for MCC. It's a pity. It's getting compulsory for team coaches, but not for other coaches. So we are willing to reintroduce. I say reintroduce because it was there years ago. It has disappeared. It's a little bit reappearing now. We want to propose supervision. I'm supervised every single month of my coaching life for 22 years now. And some MCC say, well, I'm MCC, so I don't need supervision. No, it's important. And you know how I see that I need supervision is then when I feel that my energy level is going down, or I feel too much overwhelmed with negativity of my clients. And very surprisingly, when I speak to my supervisor, it's a way to vent and also to express my doubts. Sometimes I have ethical questions which are difficult, especially with teams. And alone, I could solve it, but am I in the right track or not? You see, so it's always good to have a sounding board with another professional. So in the program, you see, you have the master classes, and also importantly, In each masterclass, we have a demo. So Andre, you make a demo and you are an ontological coach. I mean, every one of us will make a demo. So we have 5 demos from 5 MCCs with different styles, with different ways and different cultures. That is the beautiful part of this program. Then the tutorial about the MCC markers is important to discover, especially for the ones to have the MCC journey. Then you have the mentoring process, the mentoring journey, which are small groups. We want you to feel absolutely comfortable. No big groups, small groups. That's why we are enough here in the room to mentor you and to bring you to that be mode, to be okay, I'm okay, whatever I do, I am okay. And then that supervision I was just mentioning before, and then a tutorial to see what is your development path, what is your development plan, how can I support you in that development plan. That's the program. Okay, we obtained 40 continuing certified hours, education units, sorry. The price you have the price have 4,700 payment US. Why is it that price? It's because you have that that's personal support from an MCC. You are always supported. And you were telling me, Rekha, that you paid more when you followed your program in India.
I did pay more than this for my
Okay.
MCC.
Okay. So in fact, the target group is not, it's for experienced coaches. I mean, we want you to be PCC or at least not senior practitioner, but at least a good practitioner if you are an MCC, EMCC, and we want to bring you to the next step. Okay, and next step is not especially MCC, because you might be an MCC already and want the next step is the depth we want to bring you in. You see, so that's the very big difference. It's another dimension in your coaching. The be mode, the presence, the lightness also is to be light and deep together, heart to heart. But how to do that? That's why it's important to have the demo. That's why it's important to have the practice in the fishbowl practice and a feedback. And no, it's not a feedback we provide, it's a feed forward. So we saw that next time we invite you to do this. Or did you notice when she scratches her nose, it completely changed the energy? You mean that type of thing? I'm just making joke, but you know, you understand what I mean, of course. So my dear colleagues, anything to add to this? And question and answers, it's open to you.
Yeah, just to add that this is a unique program with 6 MCC coaches, so you will get to experience different styles, different experiences, and we will support individually and collectively everyone to up-level their coaching skills. So this is a very good opportunity, and I think it's quite unique worldwide, this offering.
Rekha, a closing word?
Yeah, I agree about the diversity, right? I mean, we are so diverse and still so united.
Same values.
Yeah.
Same values.
Same values, makes a difference.
And I think that makes it very rich, right? It was reminding me of how we do research. When you're doing research, you're examining something from different dimensions. So when we bring in, 6 of us bring in different dimensions to coaching, that I think makes it a very enriched experience for the recipients and for us.
You know, I told you that 2 days ago I was with Russian colleagues. I work both sides. I work with Kiev, I work with St. Petersburg and Moscow. I'm both sides. And those people are so beautiful and they are so sorry about the situations, and they wanted to hear supporting words, caring words. And I say, we are together in this, and let's have the vibration of love much higher that all violence, whatever type it might take, you know. So, and it was a beautiful conversation. It was, and I was saying at the beginning, it was heart to heart, soul to soul, and it brings another dimension. And we coach, we have, I don't want to say duty, but we can have that mission. It's a better word. To bring that vibration high. And as a masterful coach, I think it's really my quest for love and for love transmission to our clients. Those executives, they are in a turmoil, they are in a difficult world, they are observed all the time. You know, I have the honor to work with top executives. They are always under scrutiny from their colleagues, from their peers, so much politics in their power games all the time. And with me, perhaps because I'm an elder lady, perhaps, but you are younger than me, Andre, you are a man. Perhaps you have the same, we have that ability to bring that safe space you were mentioning, Rekha. It's like some sort of a cocoon. And quite often I have those strong, they start crying because they need to vent. And they cannot go back home in their families and start expressing their fears, their doubt, their sorrows. I mean, some negative emotions, but also their joys, because sometimes joy is not appropriate according to the environment. So here they are authentic. And that makes a difference and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Any question from you, Emma, Mitava? No?
No, thanks for the introduction.
It was very clear. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
So let's close it for today. We are open. We have a website. Just please visit, and we hope to see you soon. And we wish you a bright day, full of joy and depth also.
Thank you.
Thank you for you too. Bye.
Thank you too.
Thank
Bye
you.
for now. Bye-bye. Bye.